With the world focusing on Russia and Ukraine, Biden got what he wanted. The China dove took all attention away from Chinese belligerence. But guess what? The US Air Force has a small, unpleasant shock for the US President. Hi and welcome. You are watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir, and in this video I will tell you how a statement made by the US Air Force has rattled China dove Joe Biden. Let's begin. The Western news networks are going wild over the Russia-Ukraine war. They have conveniently forgotten Chinese human rights violations and aggression. US President Joe Biden, too, is happy to act as a China dove and give Xi Jinping a free pass. But the US Air Force will not let China go. The US Air Force has given a huge setback to Biden by making it clear that it will keep watching Xi Jinping like a hawk.
Hey, it's me, Atul. I started this channel. We started small, we went big. Suddenly, the whitey police was after us. We dodged and ducked, but the algos got us really bad. So we designed our own app. It's free. We never asked for money, we never will. But the droid called us too sensitive and blocked us. We still have an Apple app. Join us and fast, because if you don't, we will cease to exist. Check out the link in the description.
The top US Air Force commander in the Pacific, General Kenneth Wilsbach, has made it clear that he would keep watching China's actions. General Kenneth said, "I'm watching Chinese President Xi Jinping like a hawk." The top Pacific commander added, "I haven't seen anything so far, but that doesn't mean they haven't talked about it internally and doesn't mean that they won't try something." The US Air Force has thus made it clear that it is not going to lower the guard on Taiwan's front, and it is a warning of sorts for the Biden administration too. President Biden doesn't have the luxury to go soft on China, while the Russia-Ukraine war captures all the attention. The US Pacific Air Force commander also claimed that the Chinese scaled back their provocations against Taiwan during the Beijing Winter Olympics. However, they are returning to the status quo as expected. On February 24th, 8 Chinese fighters and a reconnaissance aircraft flew through the Taiwanese air defense zone. Taiwan had to scramble its own fighter aircraft to warn off the Chinese aircraft. However, it seems that the episode got overshadowed in the Western media amidst the 24/7 coverage of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Anyhow, General Kenneth is now raking up the China-Taiwan issue all over again. This spoils Joe Biden's plans of mainstreaming China and isolating Russia. For Joe Biden, the Russia-Ukraine war was a major opportunity. It was allowing him to dilute the Indo-Pacific agenda and make Russia the focal point of the world. He even went as far as hijacking the China containment agenda of the Quad group and calling a meeting with Quad leaders to discuss the war against Ukraine and its implications for the Indo-Pacific. So, basically, the message being sent across was that Russia has to be the only agenda on US security policy and that China is no longer going to be treated as a threat. In fact, as per the New York Times, American officials had even urged China to stop the war in Ukraine. They reportedly shared intelligence on the Russian troops' build-up with Chinese officials and wanted the Chinese president to intervene. Biden was thus humanizing the Chinese regime. It was being portrayed as acceptable for the world while Putin was being demonized. But the US Air Force has spoiled all of Joe Biden's plans. The US Air Force Pacific commander has made it clear that China remains America's enemy and that the US military will keep a watch on the communist country. This effectively throws Biden's plans of mainstreaming China out of the window.